The Boomer TV studio, and the season continues now with Darla Noble and Phenomenal Families. And by the way, join our awesome Boomer community and platform featuring live programs like today, all about living the best life you can after 55. Now, on today's show, Darla is talking about starting the year off right, ways to be phenomenal for the new year. And now, welcome Darla Noble and Phenomenal Families.
Hello from Southwest Missouri, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. And I know we've just got just a few days until Christmas. This is our last time to be together with me here anyway, before the Christmas and New Year holiday. So today I want to focus on how to be phenomenal at the beginning of 2021. And I want to start by telling you a little story. This is something about myself back in the early to mid 70s when I was a teenager, just starting out in my teen years. And remember, which I all do since you're over 55, every in junior high and high school and even college had Farrah hair. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Farrah Fawcett. She had the feathered bangs and the blonde hair and everything. Everybody had the big Farrah hair. Not me. I have naturally curly hair, and you do not have hair if you have naturally curly hair. Okay. And you know what? I could have spent hours and hours, and that was before they had straighteners and everything, but I could have spent hours and hours trying to comb or brush my curls away, try to get them. But even if I'd have got the thing done and used a can of spray every morning, by lunchtime that would have been gone. So you know what I did? I stopped trying. I really never even tried that hard. But I stopped trying. I stopped worrying about it. I stopped caring about it, okay? Because it didn't matter no matter how much I wanted it or how much I tried or how much effort I put into it, it was not going to happen, okay? You've been there. You know what I'm talking about, whether it be fair hair or anything else, something else. We all have those things. And this year, we have had one that has been across the board, across the world, the pandemic. Now I'm as tired of as everybody else is and talking about pandemic and talking about the virus and how it affects you. So I'm going to just say one thing here. Stop trying. Okay? Stop trying to um grab hold of the old normal. Stop trying to keep hanging on to things that used to work that no longer work, because we live in a different world. Whether you want to realize it or admit it or not, we live in a different world, and the vaccine or whatever isn't going to change the fact that we live in a different world, and there are a lot of things that are never going to be the same again. And here's something else you need to know. That's not all a bad thing. Okay. So as we get ready to go into 2021, I want you to stop trying to live in the past and live for the new world, to live the new year, and to live a new and better and more phenomenal family than you've ever had before. So, we're going to talk about some ways right now that we can do this. And knowing that everything starts with yourself, I want to start with health and fitness. Okay. Um, we've heard a lot about our health and everything over the past several months, but guys, um, decide that 2021 is going to be a year when you take care of yourself. Now, I'm going to say before I go any further that when you start about these things, don't make this list of New Year's resolutions that include all these things that you've written every year before for the past 25 years or so. Don't choose things that you've already failed at doing, because if you do, you're going to fail again more than likely, because you look at that, oh, well, I didn't do it that year, and I didn't do it that year, I didn't do it that year, so it's not a big deal if I don't do it this year too. Start with something you've never done before and start small. Instead of saying, I am going to cut out every bit of fat from my diet, every bit of, like processed foods, fats from, saturated fats, whatever from my diet, or all the sugar from my diet. Okay. Do something more realistic. Going to have any sugar on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, or something like that. Or, you know what, guys? I last year at the beginning of 2020 took on a challenge that I was going to walk 2,020 miles in the year 2020. Now, that sounds like a gargantuan task, but I broke that down using a simple calculator that if I did that every day, if I broke that into so much every day, I would have to walk between 4.5 and 5.5 miles every day. Okay, that is about an hour to an hour and a half on a treadmill or walking around your neighborhood at a pace of about 2.5 miles an hour, which is not a pace. Okay, guys, as of last week, 2,301.6 miles, and the year's not even over. So if you break it down to small goals, instead of I'm going to walk 2,021 miles in 2021, I'm going to walk 4 miles a day, or I'm going to walk 5 miles a day, or I'm going to exercise 2,021 hours a month. My goal for this year, that is 33 hours a week. That is, or 2,021 hours a month. That's 33 hours a week. That's an hour a day, or an hour a month, excuse me. Okay. Yeah, no, an hour a day. I'm getting all confused. I need a mathematician here. An hour a day, and I can do 2,021 hours of exercise a month. Okay. So do something small, make it tangible, make it realistic. Okay. Personal development. We've learned so much over the last several months. We've learned to do new things. A lot of us have how to cook, how to do different things. Decide you're going to do something for your family as far as family development. Okay. Start a new family project, whether it be with you and your spouse, because most of us don't have kids living at home anymore, or with your kids and grandkids. Goal that you will have to make you a more phenomenal family, just not your household, but your extended family. Some of the goals may be to have a monthly or weekly Skype or Zoom family meeting, family gathering to catch each other up, to help your adult kids with their grandkids, with their schooling, maybe give an AR test, or read to your younger readers, read aloud to them once or twice a week to help them with their AR goals. And if you have kids school, a lot of you know what AR goals are. They're reading goals is what they are. Okay. Make a phenomenal goal to be a phenomenal person in a relationship. Okay. Pay it forward. Pay it forward is a great way to be a phenomenal in a phenomenal family. Pay it forward as in do those just because kind of things. You know what? For your adult kids, they're under a lot of stress and keeping their kids their schoolwork caught up and staying on top of all that stuff, knowing if they're even going to go to school and that sort of thing. Send them a $10 gift card that they can drive through Sonic or Wendy's or McDonald's or something and get some ice cream and have a car ice cream date. Do that for Valentine's Day or something. Just say, hey, this one's on mom and dad. Go have some ice cream together. Get away from the kids for 30 minutes or an hour and just sit in the car and talk like you used to when you were dating and that sort of thing. Do some things to let your kids know you think they're phenomenal and to keep your family going. Um, make some phenomenal goals as far as your faith. Um, Faith is very important to me. My faith and my relationship with God is very important to me. Be phenomenal. Step that up as far as memorize some verses from the Bible. I know you say, oh, I can't memorize. How many songs do you know? 2 verses. Pick 2 key verses that you will make you more phenomenal and that will make your family more phenomenal in 2021, and make those your mantra for the year. Create a phenomenal home setting. We are home more than we've ever been before. That's not a bad thing, okay? But take a look around each room in your house, okay? Let's think of some ways, since we're home more, that we can make our home a more phenomenal setting. I'm going to say plants, okay? Plants are great. Not only do they make you feel better, more at peace, and more comfortable, they're great for making the air better quality. Some plants remove allergens from the air. Some plants add more oxygen to the air for you to breathe in. Plants just make a homier setting. And now I know some of you are probably saying, I kill every plant I touch, every plant I look at. There are some that are next to kill proof, okay? A cactus, okay? Some cactuses, they kind of spice up a room. And if you give them a little dose of water once a month, you're good. Philodendrons, pothos, wandering Jews. Those are all super, super easy to keep alive. Mother-in-law tongues, snake plants. All of those things are so, so easy to keep alive. A little drink of water once a week and you're good to go, okay? And like I said, they just brighten the place. They make the room a healthier place to be. And they just give you a feeling of not being so secluded, okay? They really do. Color. Change some color up in your room, whether it be some different throw pillows, a new comforter for your bed, new towels for the bathroom, just anything like that. Add some new color. It just is amazing what things like that will do. A $20, $30, $50 investment will do to go such a long way in making you feel happier to be at home. Okay, it's so easy. You can also, and this is going to be so that some people might think, but ladies, I know you're with me on this. Rearrange the furniture. Rearrange the furniture, and you feel like you're in a place, and it just gives you a new sense of energy. It really does. It just perks you up so much to do something like that. Fresh flowers, okay? Go to the grocery store and pick up some fresh flowers. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them, but fresh flowers can make all the difference in your mood. Just put them in a vase and just enjoy them. You know what? You can do that for $10, $15 a week, and that is a small investment to keep your mood happy. And just do that in the off months. And then, come spring, plant your own and cut your own. Zinnias last a long time. Roses, they're a little harder to take care of. Sunflowers, they're easy. Iris in the spring, daisies, things like that. They're so easy. They're so easy to grow. That pick things that are native to your specific area, and grow them. And start in the spring, and just make your home a more inviting place, because we are going to be spend more time there now. And so let's make it fun. Get on Amazon. Who hasn't been on Amazon? Okay, get on Amazon and order something new for your kitchen. New drinking glasses, new cereal bowls, new plates, just, like casual dinner plates and stuff to have for when it's just you or you and your husband. Little things like that are so inexpensive, but they make you in a better mood. And that is what this is all about. When you are a better person, you are more phenomenal for yourself, for your spouse, and for your family. Now, I know a lot of you were probably thinking, what bunny trail is she off on talking about plants and dishes and towels and everything? But that's what it comes back to. It all comes back to feeling better about yourself and your environment. And when you do, you're more phenomenal for your family. The next thing I suggest in order to be more phenomenal for your family in 2021 is a do-over, okay? A do-over. And what I mean by that is learn to do something over. What is something you used to do that you've kind of let fall by the wayside? Um, for me, there are several things. I was thinking about that when I was writing this list down of things I wanted to share with you. And you want to know, one of the first things popped up into my mind was shorthand. Raise your hand if you took shorthand in high school. I did. I loved it. I did actually use it some, not as much as, they did back in the early, like in the 60s and the 50s and the 40s and even some in the 70s. Of course, I was in high school in the 70s. I graduated in 79, but they were still teaching shorthand. I loved my shorthand teacher, which, by the way, she's still a good friend. And I loved the class. I excelled in the class. And you know what? I still have my shorthand book. And I thought about learning to do that over. Now, how will that make me phenomenal for myself and my family? It'll keep me thinking. It'll keep me sharper. It will keep me on toes. And that makes me more phenomenal for myself and for family. But other things that you can do over, that you can learn to do over, that came to mind was cook something from scratch that you never cook anymore because the kids are all gone and it's just you or you and your husband or you and your wife, that you don't. Um, revisit your cooking from scratch cooking skills, those homemade rolls, those make from scratch pie crust, or games. Get out some of the games that you used to play with your kids and play them with your grandkids, okay? Or okay, let's get some skills here. I'm going to have you take your health into consideration and your agility and everything. Roller skating, ice skating, bowling, tennis, badminton, a lot of those things that you are skills that you used to have, croquet, things like that. Get those things out of the attic or dig them out of the back of the garage, the basement, and brush up on those skills to make you a more phenomenal family member and make a more phenomenal setting for family gatherings that you're going to have 2021. Okay, that's just a lot of things that you could do um, to be hands-on, better at being relational with your family. Let's go back. I'm going to stop for just a second here. Andy, have you had any questions come in, or do you have any questions that people have sent in over the past few weeks about being a
Yeah.
phenomenal family?
Right, right. By the way, I was going to mention place where you can get ideas. Is that Etsy, or I think it's called, or something like that?
Etsy will have some things. Pinterest is full of ideas. Pinterest is a really great place for ideas. And I will stop and give myself a plug at this. Please Pass the Memories is one of my books that is all about being a phenomenal family. It's connecting the generations of your family. And there are a few chapters in that book that deal just with things like that, creating family traditions, family gatherings, using the things that you have from your past and present to make your present and future family just more connected and more relational, which the word for phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, those are things I would encourage you to order. Please Pass Memories from any bookseller, Amazon. The e-version is also available, and do that. But Pinterest is another great place to go for ideas. and instructions. If you have forgotten some skills that, like, oh yeah, we used to play croquet all the time or whatever, but I don't even remember the rules, look it up. YouTube will have a video, or Pinterest will have a place where you can find the rules of the game if you don't remember them, or any of those type of things like that.
Yeah.
Sewing. Sewing is another way, a skill that a lot of us have let go. Um, that you can resurrect in 2021, that you can use as a connector and a relationship builder for your adult kids if they don't know how, or for your grandkids to teach them to sew. With something really easy like aprons, or just a little comforter using their old t-shirts, or things like that, or just, you know different things like that. um, Sewing is a great skill to resurrect as well. Fishing, there a lot of men, and women too. When you were working and in career, you never had time to go fishing, although you remember going out of your grandpa when you were young. That Get those fish out, or go buy some new ones if you don't have them anymore, and resurrect that love for fishing. Take your adult kids. Yes, you do. You have time. A lot of adults are now working from home, and it's a little more flexible, a lot flexible. Take your adult kids and your grandkids fishing. That's a great skill to resurrect, to become a more phenomenal family together and to have those relationships. Um, just all of those things like that you can do. Any more questions
Oh,
that you have, comments
there
on?
I hear there are guys who are doing more knitting too. They like to do knitting, you know.
I have heard that. I'm left-handed, and so nobody could ever teach me how, because I always looked so to them and everything. So it was frustrating. Sewing, embroidery is a skill. Crochet, and there again, there are probably videos and stuff now for left-handed people if you wanted to do that, if you're like me. Um, playing an instrument. That's another one. A language, learning a new language. Um, I have two grandchildren from two different daughters, that are adopted, one from South Korea and one from Taiwan. Now, both of my daughters and son-in-laws have full intentions of, when both of their children are older, of taking them back to their birth countries. And so, now both of them were babies when they were adopted, and so there was not the language barriers and that sort of thing. But when that happens, I want them to be able to know some of their language. So just their culture and what they will be seeing again and where they came from, because we do want them to embrace, as they get older, their their the culture of their country of birth and that sort of thing, and to be able to connect with that. So learning things about that. If you have family members that are adopted from another country, or if you have children-in-law who are from a different culture, learn the language, learn some of the traditions, and that sort of thing, and incorporate those into your family celebrations. I can't think of any better way to let a daughter or son-in-law, um, who's from another country, know how much you respect and love who they are for themselves, then maybe including some traditions from their culture into your next gathering. Okay, so do those kind of things to make your family more phenomenal in 2021. um, I know that some people think that the word tradition is a bad word. It's not. Not as long as it is a tradition that serves a purpose. So I'm going to suggest, that is one question I had. What about if we started some new traditions for 2021? We would like to start the year off special. My friend Bonnie said, I want 2021 to be a fresh start. There's just been so many things happen. She actually has two kids in school that she's a younger friend of mine, and her kids, I kid you not, since the start of the school year in August, have been in-person school and virtual learning. They're on their third back and forth. Okay. He has said no more. I am virtual learning from here on out. Because it is just too hard and too frustrating on the kids. They're so confused and everything. And so I want to I want to make 2021 such an amazing year for family, and I want to get it started off on something right. And so I suggested that um, he have a calendar, and this is what I'm going to be doing in our podcast for 2021. There's a calendar that you can get. I ordered mine from Amazon. It's called Every Day is a Holiday. And so every day is some weird holiday according to, I don't know who. I'm not sure who the powers be that decide these things are, but some of them are pretty funny. And so I suggested to Bonnie that she pick one or two of those a week and that her family celebrate those. Okay, now for instance, one of them is it's National Sleep in a Tent Day. Like I said, I don't know where they come up with these things. Another one is National Paint Your Fingernails Day, um, National Donut Day, I mean, there's all sorts of weird things, okay? But I said, pick two or three of those a week and celebrate those, okay? National Sleep in a Tent Day. Let your kids sleep in a tent in their room or in the living room or whatever, or do it as a family. Make a fort in invite your grandkids over and build a fort and sleep in there. Okay, you can pat it with pillows or take a couple extra ibuprofen if you have trouble. Okay, I'm thankfully really flexible. That doesn't bother me. But some people would have trouble getting down the floor and sleeping, or have trouble getting up off the floor if they got down there. So you might read a little bit or sleep on the couch with your kids, or your bed, and let your grandkids sleep in a tent on the floor in your bedroom or whatever, but celebrate those things and do those things as a family. You know, if your family is spread out across the nation on National Donut Day, send them all gift cards to Krispy Kreme or Dunkin' Donuts, or some money wrapped in, some donut decorated paper, something, or sprinkles or whatever, or send them a recipe to make homemade donuts. Okay, even just using the biscuits, or better yet, do that with kids if you can. But celebrate these things. Start 2021 as a year you are going to celebrate life, celebrate your family, and celebrate the fact that you are phenomenal people. Um, I know we're just about out of time, Andy, but that's how I want to end this. We are getting ready to celebrate the Christmas season, okay, in just a few days. And after that, we are used to celebrating and ringing in the new year, but it's going to be different this year. And you know what? Great thing. 2021 is going to be a year where COVID still exists. COVID's always going to exist, guys. The flu still does, and everything else. COVID's still going to be there, but so are we. Okay, so are we. So let's make 2021 a year of celebration of yourself, your health, the people you love, your relationships, your family, fact that you have faith, you have persevered, your job, your income, your retirement, whatever it is that you have that is your life, your home, celebrate it by making it special, by making it wonderful, by making it you and making it yours. Guys, Happy New Year. And just remember, when we get back together in January, we are going to be all about being phenomenal in 2021.
Thank you so much, Darla.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. You've been watching Phenomenal Families with Darla Noble. You can find out more on Facebook, YouTube, and at bloomerboomer.com. And if you like this, please like us on Facebook. Meantime, get to know Bloomer Boomer. In the meantime, have a great rest of the year. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.